Hello, I drew this architectural diagram using draw.io. In this video, I'm going to show you a very easy way to start if you want to draw something like this in AWS or in GCP, Google Cloud Platform, or maybe Azure or even IBM. I'm going to show you how to start. So let's get started. So to get started, we just come to File, then click on New. So if I click on new, then you can give the name. Let's say we want to start with GCP diagram. So I'll put the name up here, diagram name, and then I'll come to cloud. So if I click on cloud here, then I'll click on GCP, right? So you see there, these are templates that one can start with. So I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to click on this one. Then I'll click on create. So it will ask you to where do you want to save it to, where. So I'm just going to click on save to my Google Drive. Save. And so open in this window. So yeah, so here is it. So one can just start here and then begin to edit it to whatever you want. So let's do for AWS, right? So I'm going to come back to File, click on New, and New, and then I'll click on AWS, right? Cloud, then AWS. So I'm just going to choose one of the templates, right? I'm just going to choose something very easy, this one. Let me change the name here to AWS diagram, right? So I'll just click on create, then save. Okay, so here is it. Okay, so here is it. So this is a very, so one can start from here, right? So let's say I just want to draw, let me come back to this, the other one, the one that I started with. Let's say I want to draw the region, right? And the VPC, right? So I'll just come to my AWS diagram. I'll delete all these, just delete all these, or let me just leave it. So I'll um just come to this search bar here. Then I'll just type region. So I'll just type region, and then it's going to bring this, right? So if I'll just click on this, here is it here, and just expand it, and add the region. So I already added the region, right? So let me delete this part. So I already added the region. And then the next thing is VPC. So let me say I want to add um, this VPC, right, block, this VPC that rectangle. So I'll just come here, I'll just type VPC, then so this is it right here. So I come to the search bar, VPC, then I'll click on it, and then I'll put it here. So delete this, and then I'll put the VPC. Yeah. So here is it. So here is it. Okay. So here is it. So that's it. So that's just a way, and you just continue that way. If you want subnets, you just if you want subnets, you just come here, subnets, subnets, you know. So, or let me just say, let's say private subnets. Um, let me do public subnet first. Public subnets. Click on that. You see that? Just bring the public subnet, and then I'll just drag it to where I want. Drag it, and then private subnets. Private subnets. So these private subnets. So this private subnets, and that's it. So private subnets. So let's say I want to put this, my solution has to be in two availability zones, right? So I'll just come here to availability zone, availability zone. So here is it. Search for shape. So we'll just click on choose this one. I'll put this one over this, and then we'll just Ctrl C, Ctrl V down here. So let me delete all these parts. So this one is going to be let's say this is going to be availability zone A, and then this one is going to be, or edit the name, availability zone B. So I'm editing the name. So I can centralize it. So let me centralize it. I'll come to my left, to my right here. Then I'll just click on this center. Then the same thing here. I'll come to my right here. I'll click on center. Then I can adjust stuff the way I want. Yeah. So, yeah. So then I can just continue that way. So one thing that really gave me, that was kind of a little bit challenging when I was drawing this wonderful architecture, was drawing this part, right? This, they call it, I think, split arrow, right? Where one, I think it's one connecting to many, something like that, one to many. So one to many connection. Yeah, so you have this part. So I'm just going to put maybe an EC2 here, an EC2 here, and then maybe an application load balancer, and show you how to do this part. It was a little bit challenging for me, but I was able to do it. So I will just come and let me say public subnet, public, put it here. No. So please public subnet here, and then private subnets. There are probably faster way to do this. I'm just doing it in, so this is it here. So let me put make this look good. Make this look good. Then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put, let's say I want to put an EC2 instance in the private subnet, right? And an application load balancer, right? Because your application load balancer have to be like in the public subnet. So I'll just type EC2, EC2 search. So let's say this EC2, yeah, this. So I'll put this one. I want to put it here. And then Control C, Control V, and put it here. Okay. So then my application load balancer, load balancer. So this is it here. So the application load balancer have to be in the public subnet. So the way to do that is, since I want it to be able to, how will I say this now? I want to create it in both public subnets. So the way to show that in my diagram is I'm going to put it outside these two availability zones. Then I'm going to get then I'll come here. So if you come to this place, I'll come to AWS group. So if you come to AWS group, or you can just search for it here, AWS group. So I'll just come here, and I'll just click on this one. take it here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do this. So this shows that this application load balancer is in both subnets. So let me say this one is subnet. This is subnet 1, this is public subnet 1, public subnet 2. So this application load balancer, you see, is showing that it's in both subnets. So what I'm going to do next is that split arrow. So to get that split arrow, what I will do is that the way I did it was come to general, to the left, come to general, then arrow. So, click on arrow, then I'll come here, and then I did this, right? So I did this. So what I want is that I want this, just like I have here, I want this to be able to direct traffic to both, uh, to the application seated in both in this ECS, in this kind of like this server, can call it this like this server, right? So what I will do is that I will come to my right here, underline, then below, not this one, this other one. Then I'll click on this orthogonal. This is orthogonal. This shape is orthogonal. You see the name? So I'll click on it. Then what I'll do is that so once I click on it, then I'll pull this up. I'll put the edge up, right? So when I put the edge up, then I'll pull, um, so let me see. Then I'll pull this one back. So let me start all over again. So let me start all over again. So this is the arrow, right? So then I'll come to here, this underline, I'll come to line, then I'll come to this orthogonal, right? Then I'll come to the edge, this arrow, I'll pull it up, right? So when I pull it up, you leave it, then you see this dot in the middle, then you pull it back, right? So when you pull it back, so that's it, right? So that's it, right? So what I can do is that for the shape, I can make it a dotted, right? I make it dotted, and and I have this. So what I did was, since the arrow, the traffic is going like, traffic go from the application load balancer to this server, and then also um because this is where my application will be. So if my application needs to um, connect to the public, it's the traffic will also go through the load balancer to the public, right, to the end users. So so to get this other, this arrow, the arrow here is just pointing this way, right? Forward. To get the backward arrow, so I'll come to this place that shows none, right? So if I click on it, I click on it, I don't know why it's not, okay. Then I'll click on this arrow going back. You see, I have both arrows, right? Forward and backward. So now how do I get the other side? So I can just come to Control C, Control V, right? So this is it here. So what I'll do is that I'll just bring this down, right? Bring this down to the length. Just bring this down this way. And then I'll bring this down here. So, and that's it. So what I'll just do is that I'll just bring it up here and join it together, combine it. And yeah, here is it, right? So here is it. Then what I'll do is that I'll group it. I'll come to, think is under arrange, then I'll group it. So it's grouped now, right? So if I want to add maybe, you know, maybe some effect, I can do that. So if I want to increase the think if I want to increase maybe the line, is it the line? No, not this. I want to increase the, how thick it is. Think, come here. Um, the thickness. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's somewhere here. So let me see. I click on this. The opacity. It's underline. a way to get that, not text, style, underline, choose this, increase out, take this. It's really not showing, so, oh no, it's not. So let me group this again. View, it's under arrange, group. So then I can pull it together. So I can pull it and then, so this is it. So you see, no. So this is it. This is basically how one can do it. And so from with this now, it see that it shows that the traffic can go from the application load balancer to the two servers, right? To the application which are seated in these EC2 instances, right? So that's basically how to start, this is how to start. This is just an idea. And then from there, one can, from here, you can pick it up and then continue, you know,